Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Dishonored Definitive Edition Complete Stealth Pacifist walkthrough, and this is mission 6, known as Return to the Tower. Because we are going back into Dunwall Tower to take down the Lord Regent, the guy who is in charge since the Empress was assassinated. And he is also one of the masterminds behind the conspiracy to kill her. So we start off, Sam drops us off down by the river outlet, and you start blinking your way up through this tunnel of pipes and stuff. I recommend blinking through these wheels, because every time I try to sneak through them I have a tendency to get crushed, because the timing is quite crucial to be able to sneak through them. Also, when you try to get out here and you're gonna blink over to this platform, you're gonna need to be a bit quick, because at the end of that tunnel you may have seen there was a corpse and also a big bunch of rats who will start chewing on you if you hang around for too long. And here we have one of those good high voltage spools, or arc pylons as they're apparently called. So don't go in through the door, because if you take one step inside, it will try to fry your ass. But just blink over to that pillar and immediately drop down to the left and you will be safe. And then you can feel free to take out the whale oil tank so it doesn't fry you when you try to get back up behind it. But as I said, we're going up to the Dunwall Tower and we are gonna take down the Lord Regent. And we will do that by opening his safe. And to open a safe you're supposed to scale up into the tower, or far up into the tower, and talk to his propaganda minister or propaganda announcer. But since I already know the combination to the safe, because he tells you the combination, if you want to do the non-lethal approach, we are going straight for it, because that is a good way to approach it, since you don't have to take an unnecessary risk, because going up into that staircase means you have to pass one of those arc pylons. And as you know, they do fire quite an large jolt or powerful jolt, so they will kill you quickly if you make a mistake. Also, on this tin roof you saw me starting to sprint. Do not do that, because as soon as I started doing that I heard one of the guards saying that he could hear something, so you're at the risk of being detected. But this yard in front of the Dunwall Tower I think is quite fun, because as I said, through the game you have, or over the course of the game, you have been introduced to a number of different new hazards for every mission, and here they have put in almost everything. We have spotlights, we have watchtowers, we have tall boys, and we have guards patrolling, so be very careful when you're going out to cross this yard. And also something very important to know, the bushes do not hide you. The foliage is not any kind of shelter from the enemies. It will not block their field of vision. And that is why I sedate this guy who's relieving himself around the corner. And I'm gonna pick him up and put him in the guard barracks. And I do that just as an extra precaution, because I'm going out the same way as I come in. And it's also good to know, it's always good to know that you have a clear path when you're heading back to Sam, because there's no need to make it any more difficult than it has to be. And the reason for me sitting here is that I'm waiting for another guard that I know is gonna patrol down the staircase. You may have to wait for him for some time. And here he comes, right on cue. So we just put a quick sleep dart in him, and there is one guard left walking up on the walkway over there. So I shoot and completely miss. You do not have to take down all these 3 guards. Absolutely not. I just do it because I'm paranoid and I like to as I said, make things as easy as I possibly can. And I have no idea while I'm still dragging around his little friend over my shoulder. But anyway, I think, and this is where the story takes a bit of a turn for the worse, because I think Dishonored has quite a cool story, even though it's not reinventing the wheel. It's quite classic. And some of the solutions to doing the pacifist approach are quite far-fetched. But in this mission it really takes a turn for the worse, because as I said, you're gonna pick up an audio log that the Lord Regent has recorded where he confesses all the bad stuff he has done, all the bribes he has taken, all the money he has embezzled and all that stuff. And I just thought to myself, who would do that? Who records stuff like that? Because you know, if you do that, also I get amazingly lucky there. Because as I mentioned before, if a body falls down from a ledge or something like that, they risk breaking their necks and dying. So I was amazingly lucky that he didn't die, but I don't want to place them directly on the floor because I don't want to risk them getting eaten by rats or something like that, because that would be a very unnecessary kill count. But getting back to the Lord Regent and his confessions. As said, he confesses all the bad stuff he has done in audio logs, which he keeps in his safe. And you just know that stuff like that is gonna bite you in the ass, sooner or later. Because I can understand the art dealer confessing to a hooker that he has embezzled money and all that stuff, because she doesn't care. She's probably not even listening. He's sitting there with a blindfold while she's frying his brains, so he gets off, and she's probably thinking about what she's gonna do on her night off. And even if she would care and tell anyone about it, who would listen? Because she's a prostitute and he's one of the noblemen. So no one cares about what she says or what she thinks. But anyway, it's one of those because video game moments once again. And sometimes you shouldn't overanalyze the story, because Dishonored has great gameplay. We all know that. And it's a really fun game, so I'm not gonna let some flaws in the story ruin a great game. Even though I enjoy really good stories in game. But a great story never makes up for bad gameplay, but good gameplay can make up for a bad story, was what I was gonna say. And now we're in the main hall of the Dunwall Tower, and we are going back to the Lord Regent's private chambers. In here to the right is the tower where the propaganda officer is, but first we are heading into his private chamber to get the audio log from his safe. You have to do a jumping blink over to that balcony, so make sure you save before you do it, so don't end up down on the floor in the main hall. And the combination to this safe is 935. If you talk to the propaganda officer first, he will tell you that the combination is 935, but since I have a very weird memory, which everyone who knows me knows, I have a tendency to remember stuff like that. So anyway, the code is 935, and that is a consistent code. It's always the same, or the combination is always the same. And we're going into the staircase. Try to blink behind this rebar or whatever it's called, this metal pillar, and blink up again behind the next one, so the arc pylon doesn't fry you. And as soon as you get a bit up, you can hear it gathering energy every time I blink over it. But stay behind those pillars and you should be completely safe. So we pop in the audio log.
Then you will see I am not at fault.
And the Lord Regent's reign is over. He ruled for almost a week. Because this game takes place over a very short period of time. I think it's about a week, or I would guess it's about a week. Because it consists of, I think it's 9 missions. And between the prologue and the Coleridge prison, I guess there are just a few hours that have passed. Because you get hit with the butt of a rifle, or you get hit with a saber actually, and you pass out and wake up in prison and escape immediately. And when you get out here, you'll see the guards talking to the Lord Regent and arresting him. They will not spot you, so don't be afraid to just blink over the ledge and down to that chandelier. And we are heading back to Sam because our work here is done. And that was easy, very smooth and streamlined. And since I've choked out the guards, or sedated the guards out here with my little crossbow, everything is easy peasy getting back. The only part that can troll you a little bit is crossing the yard. Because as you know, there is, or as you can see, there is a watchtower over there to the right. A watchtower over there to the right. And if you're really unlucky, the tower will spot you as you try to get over the wall. So take a quick look so it's not turned towards you. I check down here to see that no new guards have arrived. And I make a big circle around this little walkway and blink right across the wall. Jump down here, and now you're safe once more. I think if you're really amazingly unlucky, the watchtower may spot you even down here, but it has never happened to me. So we just go back the way we came in. We go up on this wall and back onto the roof. And when we get back to Sam, or when we're going back to Sam, I think that maybe you can jump more or less off this roof, or the little, what's it called, the little outpost here behind the roof, instead of going down into the tower. I'm not quite sure if the fall will kill you even if you fall in the water, so but feel free to try, and if you do, please let me know in the comments if it works or not. But I just go into this little balcony and blink down here because I know that way works. And we can just swim out to Sam and head back to the Hunt Pits pub and continue further into our adventure.
You ready to go back to the Hound Pits?
And yes, we are ready to go back.
All right,
and
let's go.
you can see once again that everything is cool, everything is at 0, we have never been detected, we have never killed anyone, and everything is great. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.